Hello everybody, my name is Louie, also known as Give and Take and Hypocrite on YouTube, and you just watched the trailer for Pumk and Alley. Wow! If you like what you saw from that trailer, please go ahead and go over to itch.io to play the free demo of this game that my brother and I have been working on for about a year. The rest of this video is going to be just me answering a few questions about what this is and what we plan to do, and showcasing the game if you can't be bothered to download it for free on itch.io right now, link in the description, the very first link. We hope you enjoy. So first off, I want to answer the question, what is this? This is Pumk and Alley. It's a 3D platformer adventure game in the style of games of the PS2 era, like Jak and Daxter, Ratchet & Clank, Sly Cooper, Rayman, and maybe a bit of Okami. This demo showcases the basic idea of the gameplay and Punk's moveset. It's a single level with a bunch of collectible fairy bits and a few secrets to find, and yeah, it's just a little snapshot of what the full game will be once we get around to finally making it. So if any of that sounded or looked interesting, please go and play the game. Let us know what you think. There's a forum under the itch.io page where you can leave reviews or critiques, or just generally talk about the game. We're going to be reading everything we can to get as much feedback, so please, if you have anything to say, we'd love to hear what you have. So before we get into the game, I'd like to discuss who made it and give them proper credit. My brother and I made this demo together. There's a credits page on the main menu, which I'll be showing on screen, and basically, I did the art, and Charlie did the programming. Charlie's a game developer who also made Runaway from Snakes for my webcomic Bailjape. It's an endless runner, like those levels in Crash Bandicoot where he's running away from a boulder, and it's really good. And Charlie, or Chuz as he's known some places, is a very talented and creative programmer, and I couldn't have done any of this without him. So go check out his itch page. The music was made by Sixton. Go check out his Bandcamp. He's a very talented and cool musician boy. The soundtrack you're listening to, there's 3 songs in the game, and they're all great. I really like the atmosphere that they create, and it's great. So check out Sixton on Bandcamp. And the Pumk model was made by Tom Oliver, also known as Polystation 2. He makes low-poly models, and he's also working on his own game with his own character Azumi. So check him out, check out what he's doing at Polystation 2 on Patreon, and Tom Oliver on Twitter. As for myself, I draw comics and have some animation skills, so I did the animation for this demo, both 2D and 3D. My website, giveandtake.site, is where you can read my comics, and speaking of those, who are Pumk and Alley? Who are these characters that you're looking at? Well, people who have seen my comics before, who have read Bailjape, will recognize Pumk and Alley as some of my original characters who debuted in Bailjape, and they're comic characters. They're a pumpkin girl who doesn't take no guff for no big cheese. She hates authority. She likes burning things. She's a rebel. She's a punk. She is a goth, I think. She's very rebellious and rambunctious and loves to double jump, dive, and burn at the same time. That's her favorite thing to do. Alley-oop is a small, round, perfectly spherical little friend that you can pick up and throw, and she doesn't really mind because she's so squishy that it doesn't hurt. So that's the main thing about Alley-oop. Oh, and also she's a disaffected cynic that just doesn't care about anything. At least that's what she'd like you to believe. She spends all of her time looking at her electronic slab, at the latest video games, or YouTube, or using her camera to take pictures of stuff, or taking selfies. You know, normal Alley-oop stuff. So that's Pumk and Alley. You can read Bailjape if you want. I think it's quite fun, but it is not necessary to understand the game, because the game takes place before Bailjape. Pumk and Alley is the story of how these two characters met, and the adventure they go on will be focusing on their growth as a friendship duo, friends, whatever you call them. they're best friends, they love each other, but they don't start out doing that. They don't know each other at the beginning, and that's gonna be part of the fun of playing the game. In the demo right now, we don't have any dialogue options, any character interactions, mostly just cut for time because developing that aspect would have taken a long time, and we wanted this demo to come out somewhat timely. We didn't want to wait months and months and years before it was presentable. So we decided to omit that from the demo, and we'll get round to it later. I want it to be cute, and I want their dialogue to be interesting and cool and well done. I want to do some well done writing in this game, and I hope I will be able to do that. And yeah, that's Pumk and Alley. That's the characters. The story of the game is their adventure across the world, and the demo is a small snapshot of that. So let's get into the demo, and I'll run around for a bit and just show off what you can do. Okay, so we're in the game, and here's the things you can do. You play as Pumk. There she is. You can run around, you can ignore the signs, or you can talk to them. And there's Alley down there, so switch to her. So you can switch characters in this game. You can be both Pumk and Alley. Alley is not quite as fast or as dexterous as Pumk. She has her little phone though. But let's start with Pumk. Let's start showing off what Pumk can do. So Pumk can move around and collect funny things. Got grass here. She can do this. She can burn it with her mouth. And there's as you can see, like a stamina meter for her fire breath. When that runs out, it'll take a while to recharge. At the moment, there's not much use for a stamina meter. You can just sort of burn and it doesn't go down very far. We're going to like fine-tune that for like puzzle elements, like, oh, you've got to manage your burning, because if you do it too much, it's bad, you know, like, oh, you got to be sensible. At the moment, it's just sort of like, have fun, just burn, whatever. I shouldn't swear, actually. I'll bleep that. Lol. So you can pick stuff up as Pumk. So there's Alley. You can pick her up. You can also pick up rocks and other things. And you put her down. And you can also throw her. So there she goes. There she is rolling around. If you've ever played The Simpsons Hit and Run, I think that was the inspiration for the sort of flailing arms rolling around on the ground after you get hit. Alley does that, and she's fine. Pumk can also do the jumping. She does the double jump. Very similar to Jack and Daxter. And she can also do a dive. She can do a dive out of a jump or a double jump. And, yeah. Movement. Momentum. Oh, not momentum. Maybe there is momentum. I'm not really sure. Anyway. You can throw things at things when they have like a aiming reticule. So like Alley here, you can throw her at the fairy bit. Alley will collect it. Now you don't need to worry about Alley getting lost. She will follow you if you're not playing as her. When you're playing as Alley, Pumk will not follow you. She ain't no sheep, you see. Oh yeah, she's got a cute little fall down animation there. Most of the time you'll be playing as Pumk. There is a little moment where you gotta solve a puzzle using Alley-Oop's ability of being small and round. So let's pick her up. We don't need to bring her with us. If you just walk ahead, even if you outrun her, you'll get far away, and she'll just teleport to you if you lose her. So it's not really an escort quest. That was one thing I definitely wanted to avoid, was like having to keep Alley safe. Even though in the lore, that is kind of what's going on. Alley doesn't know how to like live out in this dangerous world, but at the moment, she doesn't get hurt by anything. She doesn't have a health bar, she can't die, she'll teleport to you. So it's basically just like, don't worry about it. You're playing the game as Pumk, Alley is just sort of there. But she's not nothing, she's not a useless little guy. She's there she comes. Here she comes. She's coming. Oh, you came back? Yeah, get the fuck out of here. So, we got these fires here. These are sort of your checkpoints. you light a fire, and that'll be where you go when you die. A little bit like Dark Souls, except there's no like souls. There's no like losing all of your progress after you die. It's just sort of like a checkpoint choosing thing. So down here we have the first alley-oop cave. Now Pumk cannot get in here. She can try. She can't. Pumk cannot, but alley-oop can. Look at her go. And there's the alley-oop cave. Alley-oop can do certain things in caves. At the moment, the only thing we have is this little pressure plate, which alley-oop can stand on, and there comes up the bridge. So basically this demo is showing you the interactions in very basic forms. There's not much other puzzles in this demo. And it's mostly just sort of like showcasing the movement, the sort of general art style of the game, and you know, just letting you have fun, run around. So I'm not going to go any further. You can go play the demo if you want to see more. But yeah, that's the general gist. It's fun to pick up and throw alley-oop. It's consequence free, so don't worry about it. And I think I did the animations pretty good on the jump and the dive. There's always things to improve. I really like the fire, by the way. It sort of like spins around when you with the model. It is just complicated. There's a lot of stuff going on with that. Oh no! So yeah, that's it. That's all I got. That's all. It's the whole game. There's nothing else. Oh wait, here's an obvious thing I forgot. Alley-oop has her phone. There's phone mode, so you can take pictures in your phone mode. You can zoom in. You can zoom in on things and like take a snapshot with the R1 button. You can zoom out with L1 or L2. Pumk will just look cool while you're just doing whatever. And you can also push down the R3 button to get a selfie camera. So you can take a little selfie of whatever. You can also move around, although it looks a little silly. So let's see if we can get a selfie with Pumk in the background. There we go. Pretty rudimentary selfie camera, but I think it's fun, and I hope you have fun using it. Okay, so that's basically all the things that you can do, and there's a big old level to do it in. So go play that demo. Go play that demo. It's free. Pay what you want, but it's free. Okay, back to the scripted myself. Okay, so we're back in the pre-recorded thing. I'm no longer playing the game while recording. And the last thing I want to talk about is the full game. The full game will feature a massive adventure across the world with more levels, more enemies, more puzzles, boss battles, and a continuous narrative with NPCs and a dialogue system. I briefly mentioned the dialogue system earlier that we omitted from the demo, and that will be a larger part of the game. And it's going to be very cool, I hope. In terms of gameplay, Pumk can breathe fire, and so a lot of the locations and the puzzles will be based around that idea. She can breathe fire. What can fire do? Fire can melt stuff, it can burn stuff, it can... well, that's it. But there's lots of things that can involve. So we have ideas for a mine level with oil barrels and bombs, gunpowder. There's things like heating up metal so that you can bend it. There's also a sandy level where you sort of melt sand to turn it into glass so that you can shove it around like ice in an ice level, except it's glass in a sand level. And, you know, stuff like that. We don't have yet a date for release. We don't know how long it will take to create all of these levels. A lot of the groundwork for how the game functions exists, so it may not take as long as we think, but we don't want to, like, assume too much. So we're just gonna keep working on it, and we'll update you when we can with stuff. Eventually, we hope for this game to be quite a large, but not excessively huge, like AAA release. It's gonna be somewhere in the realm of like a 5-hour game to 100% complete. That's what we're aiming for. So, you know, like a PS2 game, like Jak and Daxter. If we can get to a level where you play it for like 5 hours, and you can collect everything and it's fun the whole time, I mean, that was like the best thing ever. So, that's what we're gonna go aiming for. It's gonna be a big game, and I'm really excited to see how it turns out. Just play the game, have fun, and I hope you are interested and continue to be interested forever, so that when we finally release the game, you will buy it, and then you will have a full game to play, and we'll feel great because we made it, and we also got money for it. So that's about all I have to say. My name's Louie, also known as Give and Take, Hypocrite, and that's it. That's all I'm known for. And, yeah, Pumk and Alley. Also, I know that the title is a bit, like, silly because it sounds like Pumpkin Alley, like an alleyway, but I like it. It's fun to say. I like saying Pumpkin Alley, and I like looking at it, and I like Pumk, and I like Alley, and I like it, and it's really good, and I like it. So there we go. Yeah. I've said play the game 1,000 times, and I'll say it 1,000 more, but that's enough for this video. Thanks, and have fun.